Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming back to episode 2. If you're new, welcome to High Culture, a podcast where me and Emily just love to talk about celebrity stuff and anything happening. Emily, how are you?
I'm good, honestly. I had a crazy week because we had break last week. So I kind of turned
Oh,
my brain off
really?
last week. Yeah, for President's Week. So I had literally
Love.
all week except Thursday off. So I had like one day of school and I was just like brain dead for most of the week. And
Hmm.
then I like also like just procrastinated all my homework too for Monday. So
Totally.
had a bad first half of the week, literally did not sleep, but now I'm back. I'm well rested again. And yeah, how about you? How was the week?
Good. It's a stressful week. Just because a lot's going on. February went by so fast, obviously, as February does. And I'm grateful. Like, we're about to get into the better part of the year. But it's just been like March 1st, because it's the 27th, but tomorrow's the last day of February. It doesn't feel like that. But March 1st, like, crept up a little closer, and there's a lot going on in March for me. So just stressful, but good, having a good time.
Yes, but we made it. We're here. We're doing it. Can always make
Okay,
time to talk.
I know, of course. I prioritize this.
Exactly.
So, do you want to get into some quick things? I have some quick intros just to keep us updated on the big things kind of happening in the mostly influencer this week slash celebrity world. So, I don't know about you, but last weekend, tripping with Jazz's honeymoon from TikTok. Literally, Hallie was the maid of honor. And Emily, I don't know. I know you don't know these New York City influencers as much,
So bad.
but it is you do not need to know them. No offense, girls, but you're fine. But it was everything I needed. It was literally like an influencer trip. Hallie seriously gave every bridesmaid like a PR spread on their bed. Like there was shoes, like hats, like nice jewelry, like nice shit on in everyone's hotel's room. Like she did such a good job. She is the exemplar maid of honor. It seriously is hard for other people to compete now. Like I think she set the bar like on another level. It's kind of crazy. And this was her first time like being a part of a wedding as well. So I'm like impressed that like her first duties like as a bridesmaid, as maid of honor, like crushed. And my favorite part was how we were calling it Trippin' with Tart and the art Trippin' with Jazz and the Tart like CEO Maureen, she made a TikTok like me trying to go to Trippin' with Jazz like and that just was like full circle for me. So that was fun. Some other news. I don't know if you've seen this at all. Brittany Xavier. Do you know Brittany Xavier?
I don't.
She is a girly on TikTok, kind of like a mom influencer, not necessarily like a family vlogger, but she has kids and shows her kids, naturally on TikTok. And I actually really liked her content. She works with designer brands a lot, high end. She's very fashionable. And her, she's in a lot of trouble because her family just moved to Tennessee. And people are connecting it to the fact that California just announced a new law going into place. Like, I don't know when, but that like part of influencer income, if a child's in like a certain percentage of the video, that child needs to be paid. And so people are thinking it's for that reason, which is kind of
That's
crazy. And
that's crazy.
everyone has their own opinions. I have my opinion. I don't necessarily think that's why she moved. She explained she went on TikTok saying that their house that they were renting, they were planning on moving to Tennessee for a while. The house they were renting got all moldy and basically like she was getting sick because of it. She went to the doctor and got tested and they found out mold wasn't getting in all over the house and it was spreading. So they needed to move right away. And she explained because of the wildfires, renting in LA, leasing in LA is literally a nightmare right now. And like everything is so expensive. So I understand why like they just hopped up and moved to Tennessee when that was their plan in the first place. Also, their daughter Jaden, who's in high school, who's older because she has two younger kids, um, she is finishing out the year with like living at her friend's house in California. So that's why a lot of people are thinking like, why would you move to Tennessee when your daughter's in California and still has to finish high school because she's a senior. So that's why people are thinking they left for, kind of bad reasons. But
Mm.
I honestly feel like they moved simply mostly because of the mold. Like, I don't think it has anything to do with that. But it did come out that she like loves JD Vance, which is another whole other side of the story, which is like, I'm sorry, like who loves JD Vance? Like, I don't
It's
think
deeper.
anyone on the political spectrum. So it's actually very funny. But I think this is like an important story to keep an eye out for family vloggers moving
For
from LA from
sure.
now on, because that's when I'll start like putting connections.
Yeah, because that makes huge financial differences for them. That's
Yeah.
crazy. But also the wildfires, like everyone's moving out of LA right now, so that it could
Yeah,
make, there's a lot of reasons. Yeah, I don't
there's
blame
so
them.
many reasons. That's why you can't necessarily be like, it's that one. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll keep an eye out. We'll see.
Another interesting thing is Alex Earl got dropped, quote unquote, from the Unwell Network this week. And everyone's kind of freaking out, thinking the girls are fighting. What do you think?
I saw that too. I read an interview that was like with Alex, and she said she was trying to do like something in the alcohol space, kind of like a la
I saw that.
818. And I can see her doing that because her whole brand is that she's like the party girl kind of thing. And she's been kind of like monetizing off of that, like especially with like the Super Bowl ads. She's just been like moving into like the whole party girl brand for her. And that's always been her thing. So I see that happening, but I don't know how successful it's going to be because that feels a little bit random for her to just do like a business out
Hmm.
of nowhere. But yeah, I'm interested to see how that goes. I don't really I haven't listened to Hot Mess really, and I've never like felt inclined to really listen to it. But I mean Alex getting dropped is a big deal.
I know. I think it's like a case of more like her contract was came up,
Mm,
and it was ending and it was like, am I gonna stay? I mean, Alex Earl is
mm,
huge and it kind of seems weird to be under this huge other brand, even though I think the Unwell Network is like such a cool, they're getting really cool people. But Alex Earl is it's kind of her own entity. Like you said, she wants to start an alcohol brand. And that in itself shows that like she has a name brand herself. She doesn't necessarily need to be under the hood of another brand. And actually, I feel like maybe another reason is that it could be a conflicting interest because Unwell has drinks. It's not alcoholic beverages, but
mm,
they are like energizing drinks and still in the drink space. So potentially that was like another reason that like it's just kind of a conflict. Potentially Alex Cooper wants to get into the alcohol space as well. So I could totally see that. So
mhm.
maybe it was a bunch of things. Like, I don't necessarily think that they're fighting. I just think they're just being business women, and being
I
like, what works for
agree.
me?
I agree. It's never personal with this kind of thing. And I feel like the
Mm-mm.
internet always loves to like convolute
Women.
these things and pin women against each other always. So I think people are making it out to be a little bit more than it is. But I'm excited to
Yeah,
see what's next. I love Alex Earl and
I know. She
she's
is one
just
of them
so
that I'm like,
fun.
I think she's a good person. Like, if you met her, I think she's like, has a
Mhm.
good heart.
She's just so authentic.
I agree.
She's just a girl's girl. She really seems like one.
I agree. And then
Yeah.
this also brings into the fact that Call Her Daddy this week, they had Monica Lewinsky on as a guest, which I honestly, I haven't been that impressed by Call Her Daddy in a while. Maybe Kamala Harris maybe was the last time I was really impressed. But this guest, I was like, what? This is a good idea. This was a good get.
Did you listen to it?
I didn't. Did you?
Oh my gosh, I didn't listen to it yet either, but I really want to. I'm excited. That's gonna bring me back to Call Her Daddy. I haven't been on the Call Her Daddy train in a while, since literally since the Kamala interview. That was the last one that I listened
Yeah.
to, but I'm coming back for this one. That one, that's gotta be good.
I know, I'm really impressed, and it actually makes a lot of sense for both of them, I think. Like Monica going on, it makes so much sense. And I was seeing so many clips, and she looks great. Like, love, 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 love.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Okay,
exciting.
we have some other exciting news, and
This
it was
is
announced today. Zendaya is going to be in Shrek 5 as Shrek's daughter.
crazy,
That's
crazy,
the
but
headline.
Good for her. Like literally nothing else needs to be said on that. Like that is
Nothing.
just that's perfect. Iconic joining an iconic franchise. Like that's perfection.
How much do we think she's getting paid?
I think she's getting paid big bucks for
Yeah,
that.
like she's getting a
Like you
bag.
can't just get Zendaya. And for that big of a franchise too. Oh my God.
I don't think she's ever done like an animation like a voice character. Am I wrong? Because that's kind of
The only
fun.
thing I'm
Like,
thinking she could have done was something through Disney when she was on Disney, but I can't recall
yeah, but
anything.
nothing like
Nothing like this, no.
no, nothing
Nothing
like
animated that I
this. I'm
can really think of.
excited.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
gonna
like
be so funny.
once you get into the animation space, I feel like a big movies, I feel like you kind of like made it. I don't know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like when you're in like even just one of those huge franchises, like if you're
Yes.
in like a
Frozen.
Pixar movie, if you're in a princess movie, that's making it in my eyes. She's on her game. She's her and Tom are engaged. Everything's perfect. Like she's
I
living.
love, I
She's
love.
living.
Okay, I have one last update for you guys. This is a weird one, and I feel a little weird about sharing, but it's kind of all over my FYP. So, rumors are, and I don't necessarily think they're true, but it's so crazy how I'm seeing it everywhere. Mason Disick is rumored to have a 1-year-old daughter named Piper. Mason Disick is 15. So,
No way.
it is kind of crazy. I guess there was this Instagram that apparently is Mason Disick's Instagram. People are saying it got hacked or that it's not his real Instagram. And people were asking questions, and the person who posted it like typed back, like, yeah, I have a baby, like talking about the baby or talking about the situation. It is very vague and very weird. And people are like, you're so gullible, whatever. And I don't believe it. But like a part of me was like, you know what? Like that would be the fucking craziest thing. But I honestly could see it, you know?
And also, there's like the stuff with Alabama right now too, and I feel like everything is just like
Family.
piling up. Like, they're just giving us more and more content. I don't even know what's true anymore. I'm just like completely withdrawn. I'm like, you guys have fun.
It's just crazy shit going on. And
So
I don't know.
wild.
I could see like, and this is I could see because like Courtney and Scott had like a strange relationship. I could see how that like could have affected the children. And I'm not saying that they did anything specifically wrong.
No,
They
but
were
like,
young themselves when
yeah,
they had kids.
exactly.
But just like, I don't know, like I could see also being in the lot, like being a celebrity's kid, like you grow up so fast. And I feel like Mason could easily grow up so fast. Like I'm thinking of myself at 15, I'm like,
Mhm.
a
I know,
baby?
literally. But also, like, you got to look at like Kylie. When did Kylie have her first kid? She was what, 19, 20,
She
21?
was 20, 21, but
She was young
15,
too.
15
Like
means that you
15's
have
crazy.
like
15's a
15.
minor. That's, that's like you're a baby.
I'm like, wait, but
You're a
15?
baby
Because
yourself.
he's 15 now, and apparently the baby is one.
That's 14.
But
It's
like
crazy.
named Piper, but like I
That's a
don't
good
believe
name.
this, but like part of me is like intrigued. I'm like, can they address this and be like, this is not real?
I know.
Please.
I feel like it's gonna be something they sweep under the rug
Ugh,
forever,
it's a funny
forever and
rumor
ever.
though.
It's so
It's like
funny.
it's just crazy. Really crazy.
Oh my God.
Okay, should we get into our next segment?
I think so.
It's award season, the literally the best time of the year because we're in the trenches of winter and the award season really just like revives me. It's the best time for celebrity content. Like the summer is when it gets dry. So we're blessed. We're truly blessed. So recently it was announced that Cynthia Erivo is going to be hosting the Tony Awards.
Yay. I'm so excited.
She better sing her monologue. Like that's all
I
I want to
just,
hear.
if she gets ego by then, I'm gonna be like the happiest person on earth. Like she is
It would
just,
be insane. It would truly be insane.
that would be wild. I'm really hoping and praying for her. I'll get into the Oscars in a second, but last weekend we had the SAG Awards on Sunday night, which was So much fun. I honestly like I've never really tuned into the SAG Awards before. I've followed along with them, but I just think like the whole concept of it is so fun. You have all the actors like voting for each other, voting for their peers, and just like appreciating each other's work instead of like competing against each other, which is just really nice to see. Kristen Bell hosted, and I love Kristen Bell. I don't I love The Good Place, and then seeing her in Nobody Wants This, like she's just been like my favorite person
Yes.
recently. I absolutely love Kristen Bell. And her little "Do you want to build a snowman" monologue in the beginning was so fun. I thought she did a great job hosting, and I'd love to see her hosting more stuff in the future. And then we had Demi Moore win for The Substance, which is so, so exciting and
She's on a
possibly
run.
I'm like, I think things are really looking up for her in the Oscars race too for Best Actress because I think, like, for me, at least in my opinion, like, my top contenders are her and Cynthia. I don't really want anyone else to win. Like, and
Hmm.
everyone's saying Mikey Madison is like really a popular choice because of
Uh-huh.
Honora and Honora's success. I didn't like Honora personally. I didn't like that movie. I'll get into that in a second. But I was not a fan. I'm really hoping Demi or Cynthia win that. And then we had Timothy Chalamet won for A Complete Unknown, which was so deserved, so, so deserved. And his speech, oh my God. That was like a lot of people were saying like it wasn't very humble of him, but I disagree completely. I think he's on such a run right now and he's had such an amazing career considering that he's only 29 years old and he's one of the greats in my book. He like in our generation, he's the greatest in my opinion. I think like him and maybe like Saoirse Ronan like the two of them are like my two favorites. I'm literally just saying the Little Women cast. But like I love the two of
Florence
them.
Pugh.
And Florence Pugh. Literally all my favorites. All my favorites were in Little Women. Emma Watson, Laura Dern, all of them.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, there was that. And then Kylie wasn't there. Do you want to talk about that, Lizzie?
I know, I'm sad. I first of all, I'm so happy for Timothy winning. Seriously, like it's his like first real award that he's won. Like he deserves it and he deserved that speech. And the haters, sorry, like you're upset that your girlfriend wants to date Timothy Chalamet. You're upset that Chalamet dates hot women and is also like a cool person. Like shut up. Because I saw Barstool men being like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like,
Literally get
you
out.
care? Like, get away." But I'm sad Kylie wasn't there because it would have been like such a cute moment, like seeing them kiss or whatever. He hugged his mom, which was nice. But I feel like she would have been there if it wasn't for her hairstylist, Jesus. I don't know his last name, but he just recently died. He was on a trip with J-Lo. Was it? It was in Dubai. He was on a trip with J-Lo, so he was also J-Lo's hairstylist as well.
Oh,
Like I guess he got pneumonia there.
oh my
He got really
gosh.
sick and J-Lo kind of left him there. Apparently, I don't know all the story, but people are pissed at J-Lo because he was left in like a foreign country, kind of like alone in the hospital.
Ugh.
Um, and she left because she had like other things to do, which I totally get, but I think it kind of just shows like the weird connection because like I think your glam people you get so close with, and Kylie
Yeah.
definitely gets so close with her glam people, and she really befriends them, like brings them into her friend group and stuff. But also like for a lot of other celebrities and glam people, I think they have that like separation. J-Lo maybe didn't have that relationship with him, and I think a lot of celebrities don't. And maybe they could be like a little cold when it comes to that. Like, I feel like if this was Kylie, she wouldn't have left, or she would have made sure, I don't know, like literally flew him back to America,
Oh, for sure. Wouldn't have had him in a hospital in Dubai. Like,
like
yeah.
alone.
Mm,
So
I
that's
know
really
that's so
sad.
sad. Yeah. Also, like, if like so sad too, Michelle Trachtenberg passed this week, who played Georgina in Gossip Girl.
I was about
So
to say
sad. She was
because you
39.
were talking about Kristen Bell, and she also did
Hmm.
like
Oh,
Gossip
the
Girl
Gossip Girl
references with
monologue. Yeah.
Leighton Meester, and so sad.
Yeah.
I was about to say Serena. Blake Lively posted she's
Oh,
very
she
upset
did. I
about
didn't see
it. Yeah,
that.
she did. I think it was a story or two. but very
Um,
sad. I love the
so
Ice
sad.
Princess. Like she's
Oh my gosh, I
iconic as
actually never
Georgina,
saw
but
that one,
she was in a
but so
lot.
sad. Yeah, she like a lot more than I expect that I remembered. But yeah, and also like another celebrity death this in like the last 2 days.
Ooh.
What's his name? Let me just get it. But him,
Oh,
his
I
wife,
know.
and his dog passed away. He was in
Yes.
Superman, like the OG one from the 70s.
Why can't I remember his
Um,
name?
I'm getting it right now. It's Gene Hackman. He passed
Yes.
away, him, his wife, and the dog.
Isn't
And
it
they
a
said
weird
that they,
thing?
so weird. They said that they found like some kind of pills next to the wife's body, but they were all in different rooms. And then like
Something
he
weird
had three
happened.
dogs. I don't know. My man and my mom were talking about it. And we were like, it might have been like carbon monoxide, but poisoning, but people said it wasn't that. So I don't know.
Mhm.
But this just like such a sad week.
It's
Like
horrible. Um,
terrible. But let's get back to something a little bit lighter.
but let's
We
get
get
back to
back to the
celebrities.
awards. Let's get back to business. Something a little bit lighter. Back to the SAG Awards. Kieran Culkin had won for A Real Pain, which was directed by Jesse Eisenberg, who's another one of my favorite actors of like all time. I
He's
love
real.
Jesse Eisenberg, and he's just like, ugh, he's amazing. And he directed it and wrote that movie. And Kieran Culkin was amazing in it. I love Kieran Culkin in Succession. He's so funny. Listen to him on Smartless, of course, and he's just so funny. I was really happy about that. That was honestly like my favorite movie of this year, Real Pain. Like I'm surprised it
Hmm.
wasn't nominated. I mean, actually, I'm not surprised it wasn't nominated for Best Picture, but it was just like a very like heartfelt, good movie. And
Yeah.
then we had a Conclave ensemble win at the SAG Awards, which was awesome. Conclave was like very ensemble based, which
Hmm.
did you see Conclave?
No, it's actually, I really want to see it because right now I don't know if you've seen like the stuff about the Pope, which
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have
it's
been seeing
I
that.
actually say what you want about like I know like just the Catholic Church in general, like they're very powerful in the world, but I really like Pope Francis. He was like a very progressive pope, considering some of like the traditional Catholic, very conservative views. So I really love Pope Francis and I fear for whoever they, pick next because honestly, I don't know. But Conclave is kind of like on the nose
Very
right now. It's
timely.
crazy. It's crazy. So, and that's all going to be happening like if the Pope dies?
Yeah. The movie itself is like great and the way that it does that, the process is insane. There's
Yeah.
like multiple like if you watch the movie, if anyone watches the movie, I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite movies that came out this year. The whole process of selecting the new pope was just so like intricate and they had to basically come to a unanimous decision on who they wanted
Hmm.
the Pope to be. And they had like 90 people making this decision. So the
Wow.
whole process is insane. And if they have to
It's
do that, that's
insane.
really like I want people to like find an inside way to like look into it if they actually have to do that in real life. Like
A
that
reality
it's
show.
such imagine. Oh my God, I feel like that's
Never.
so sacrilegious.
Never. Wait, what was I gonna say? Did you see? Because I've seen like a bunch of clips from this thing. I don't even know what it was, but all I know it was like a reading of Conclave, like a script reading, and
Yes.
Iowa Debris. I'm trying to think who else. All I remember is
It was,
Iowa
what's
Debris,
his
but there were
name?
other people.
Roy Kent from
Roy,
Ted Lasso. I forget what his real name is.
there was
Um,
other people.
Cooper Koch showed up for a second and
Yes,
he was one
yes, he
character
was
in
he
it.
he was jeweling. It was.
So
And
funny.
Io like had like the nun outfit on,
It
like,
was
oh my God.
amazing. That was the
It,
funniest
I don't even
thing
know what it
ever.
was for, but I just was seeing that I was just like, lol.
I think
Couldn't
it was
even tell
just
you
part of
what
their
that was,
Oscar
but
campaign. I
lol.
think it was
But
just
like
part of the
Io,
campaign.
like they're
So
not in the
random.
movie.
It's so random, but I loved it. I thought that like that's like the perfect way to promote such a serious movie by doing like a
Yeah.
joke reading of it. So that was like perfect. I thought that like I really love Conclave. So if there's anything to take away
Ooh.
from this episode, watch Conclave.
Okay, okay.
Um,
Let's go with your like final predictions. I feel like
okay.
Kieran Culkin definitely is gonna win his
I'm
like
I'm
award. I feel like he's been winning.
oh yeah, so he's got that in his bag.
He got
I
Golden
bet,
Globe,
yeah,
SAG, and I think he's
yeah.
won like
Oh, so
BAFTAs. Like,
he's got it in the bag then for supporting. Yeah. I was thinking about lead actor. That's why I got confused for a
oh,
second. But
that's a toss-up.
I think it's between Adrian Brody for The Brutalist and Timothy Chalamet, honestly, for best lead
Yeah.
actor for the guys. And I said before, I think Cynthia or Demi are gonna win for best actress, best lead actress at least. Um, I want Ariana to win for best supporting actress, but I don't know for sure. I don't know for
I
sure
kind of
because they
want
kind
them
of
to
don't like
like
her.
I kind of want them to snub Amelia Perez. Like that's all I want to see.
I think it
And
is gonna
so,
get snubbed.
you know what? So, actually another thing going on with the Oscars, officially it's reported that Ariana and Cynthia are opening up the Oscars with like a melody, a Wicked melody. I'm so excited. And knowing them, they're just geniuses. Like they're going to do it perfectly. Like they're going to literally make it perfect. But
Absolutely.
the cup.
Absolutely.
But I feel like it's just kind of not that the Oscars are gonna snub them, but it's a little frustrating how they're like, oh, you're gonna get so many viewers for our show by opening up the show and like, please do this thing. When
They're
like,
not
are you
winning
gonna
Best
seriously give
Picture.
Wicked any award? But not Best Picture, but just like in general, like you're not gonna give Wicked any awards. John Chu is not nominated for Best Director. You know what I mean? Like a lot of snubs around here and there
Yeah,
when I really don't understand why John Chu is not nominated for Best Director. That is one thing that I don't really understand about this award season, him not getting that recognition.
I
Because
know.
I'm not saying he has to win, but that recognition, I don't, that nomination, I don't really understand.
Yeah,
So, but you know what? My girls are my girls, and Wicked was my movie of the year. So that's
exactly.
fine.
Exactly. I know. I feel like with Wicked, I was reading a lot of like film bro-y reviews, and the guys hate it. The men
Ugh,
hate Wicked because they're just like breaking down
because they
every
hate
technicality. They
happiness.
hate
Like,
joy, they hate fun, they hate smiling, they hate real good things.
not
Like,
right.
terrible. And like I was thinking about all the Oscar movies that I have watched, like the Best Picture nominees. I watched all the girly pop ones. I watched Honora, I watched Amelia Perez, I watched The Substance. Conclave is cunty, so that's a girly pop
Yeah.
movie. And then Wicked, like that's half of them right there, and they're all the girly pop movies. And I had so much fun with them, even though they might not win.
Yeah.
But I had the great time. They're my movies of the year, except Amelia Perez and Honora. Did
Yeah.
not like
Amelia
those.
Perez needs to get the snubs. Like, that's all I need to see. Snub,
I
snub,
think
snub. Like,
honestly, they have so much controversy too, especially with the
yeah,
main
that's what I'm
actress. She's
saying.
literally like a bigot. Like everyone hates her now,
Bigot.
so get
With
out.
all this, with them using like AI, like, I'm telling you. I
Mm-mm.
feel like their Oscar campaign was kind of smeared by the internet as well. And that was all of
Hmm.
us.
Yep.
Sorry.
You're welcome, guys.
You're welcome. Like I'm proud of us and if it let's get the work done. Let's get the work
Get
done.
them out. I don't want to see
Let's
a
get them out.
single
I
award for
feel like
Amelia
Zoe
Perez.
Sal is it Saldana or
Zoe Saldana,
thank
yeah.
you.
She was
Yeah, I forget it
amazing.
has like the yeah.
Then
Um um
yeah.
Zoe Saldana. I'm not
She was
saying I want her to be
amazing.
snubbed. I feel like she did a good job
She was the only
considering
good part
what
of
she
that
was
movie.
given. Like she, like
Exactly.
it's not her fault the script was bad. It was like she did her part. So she did her job. Um,
Exactly. She did the
and she
best
got
she could with
paid.
the shitty script.
So I'm not like rooting against her, but
Hmm.
I also would love Ariana, but whatever. Or
Hmm.
whoever else is in that category.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
any
agree.
other Oscar things before we move on?
I think that's it. Honestly, like my prediction for Best Picture at least is either Nickel Boys or The Brutalist. I haven't seen either of those, but the clips that I've
Mm.
seen are so good and they seem like classic, like
Yeah, like
Oscar Best
Oscar.
Picture winners, you know?
I feel like Best Picture also is always like a toss up. Like you never really know. Um,
Exactly. So we'll find
my
out on
mom
Sunday.
my mom watched The Brutalist and she said it was just like she honestly didn't really understand it. Not to cancel my mom, I don't know, but she didn't really
Just
understand it. I
long.
get it. She was saying it was just long and confusing and just like, ugh. And so like just depressing. She was like, don't watch it. It was just like really depressing.
Ugh,
And I'm like, you know what? I don't need that. I don't need
yeah.
that.
Don't need that
But
negativity. We have our girly pop movies. We have Wicked.
you know what we also have?
What else do we
Love is
have?
Blind. Love is Blind.
Facts.
And that is
Get
like
into it,
light as
Lizzie.
shit. Honestly, you know what's funny? I don't have much to say. If you're watching this season, you understand why. I am very interested about the upcoming wedding episodes. I think I think it's either this week or next week, the weddings start. I'm excited because I'm excited for this season to be over. I think some years Love is Blind is good. Some years it's not. They always go to different cities. Some cities work, some cities don't. Like the Seattle season, the cities really tell you a lot that they're in, tell you a lot about like what those cities are like because you can really like gauge. The season in Seattle was like you could tell like, oh, you're all nerds, like you're all granola crunch. Like you could totally tell and they were like kind of weird and like hard to watch because it was cringy, which is fine. Like you're fine to exist, but not everyone needs to be on a reality show. And that's what this season is. It's set in Minneapolis. And oh, I did not know much about this city, but it is small. It is very small. And everyone knows things about everyone. Like there is like a friend of a friend of a friend. And that doesn't happen with Love is Blind. Like that doesn't happen. It is the whitest season I've ever seen. And honestly, I was like, maybe they did a really bad job with diversity, but or am I like, is just Minneapolis like just very white? Like I don't know. Their Midwest accents are funny. Every man looks the same. I can never remember their names. I'm like, what? Honestly, I gather all the girls there are stunning, stunning. Every single girl, be beautiful girls. I'm like, wait, like you guys are models, like Love is Blind. Like, no, you guys are all beautiful. Like this doesn't this doesn't play a part in this show. But the men, mm,
That's
they literally
unfortunate.
all are like copy and paste. And this season, and the thing is, they're just really boring. It's like there's not much drama. It's just dragged on. There were so many pod episodes, and the vacation was felt so short, which is the best part. Like the honeymoon is the best part of Love is Blind. Like all the drama happens, blah blah blah. But literally it was so fast because there was no fucking drama. No, nothing. And I'm sure the producers were scraping the barrel for stuff because we saw some shit that like was so dry. And I'm like, I bet just because they had to fill up time. So it's kind of a flop of a season. So Minneapolis, thank you, goodbye. We don't need a reality show about you people. Sorry. You can exist. You're lovely people, no offense. Just uninteresting. So that's all I have to say about that. But I still will be watching every episode till the end because what
Of
else is there
course.
to do?
You started it. You have to finish it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wait, I like really quickly, something that I started and did not finish is Bachelor. I quit after 3 episodes of this season. It's been
Mm-mm,
terrible.
mm-mm.
Disgusting. Grant and his music career. Get out. Get
They,
out.
I can't with
They're
that show
down to
anymore.
four. They're at the final four and it's week 5.
That's crazy. I'm telling you that
It's already
it's,
hometowns.
and I've seen
Franchise
nothing
going down the
online about
drain.
that. It's so crazy how that show just has really like declined.
Like you thought, we thought after Joey, it would be great, but
That just shows it was just like a like
one off.
one off. Seriously, once in a blue fucking moon. Seriously. Okay, well, have you been listening to anything recently? I feel like that's where we should go next. I feel like there's been a lot of good music coming out recently.
So much good music recently. Yeah, I feel like for me at least, I honestly like I've been digging through the archives, going back to like stuff that I used to listen to, and this week, for some reason, I have just been listening to so much of Gracie Abrams' music. Like so much Gracie. She's like my number I think she's actually my number one of all time on Spotify. Like she passed Taylor, she passed Ariana, which was crazy for me. Like that never happens. She's number one. The Secret of Us was like my album of the year last year. Second to Billy, actually. Billy's album was everything. But that was like my favorite thing. But like I don't know, I never really I know her tour was huge this year and I just never really have had like an inkling to see her live. Like I haven't really wanted to because like I feel like my opinion of her is just constantly changing. I don't know. I've never really known what to think of her as a person. Like I don't there's something about her that's just like
It's it's the
I don't
nepo baby
know.
of
Is
it
it the
all.
Nepo
And
baby thing?
it's the pictures of her lifting her shirt like to show her abs. Like that's annoying.
Hmm. Like I'm like
But
the mewing at SNL. Do you remember
yes,
that?
yes. I definitely
I don't
judged
know.
her for being a nepo. And honestly, like I judged a book by its cover. I agree. I did what was like, oh, Gracie's so basic, whatever, because I was just judging, not listening to her. And this shows like you can't judge something so hard without like, I don't know, giving it a try or like, I don't know. I mean, depends. I'm
I
judging
know.
Amelia Perez,
It's
never saw it. But uh I think I'm right.
You
But
are.
when the
Can
deluxe
confirm.
album came out of The Secret of Us, that was when I got into her because the deluxe, I just was like really loving the deluxe songs. And then I listened to the whole, I'm obsessed. That was me last semester. Like whenever the deluxe album came out, I've been listening to her nonstop. I really am a fan.
The deluxe was so good, and she had like SNL the week after.
Hmm.
Like, ugh. But I've been listening to Good Riddance. That album is so, so good. It's like 2 or 3 years old. I don't know. I love it.
Oh, I haven't really listened to her older stuff.
So good. I like my thing with her is like I totally forgot about her for a few years. Like when she first started coming up in like 2020, she was like number one for me during
Yeah, you know what?
COVID. And
She
then,
opened for Taylor Swift when I saw Taylor Swift at the Eras Tour, and I
yeah.
actually knew all her songs that she played. And my friend was like, "Oh, wait, what?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm actually am a fan." But then I kind of like I stopped listening, you know?
Hmm. Yeah. But I feel like she made a comeback. And like also she's like in a huge public relationship now too with Paul Mescal. Uh,
Yes.
Oh, Paul. They had a huge fight in like a restaurant last month in like London. That was
I didn't
like
know that.
Daily
I
Mail
missed
was
that.
like all over it. Like apparently she was like crying when they were at dinner and she stormed out on him. But they were pictured again together this month.
Ugh,
So, and they were like kissing in Brooklyn. Like he's like smoking a cigarette, kissing her between drags. Actually disgusting. Like imagine like just kissing someone and it's just like cigarette smoke. It's
no.
disgusting. Like I could never do that. You go, Gracie. But I don't know. I just like honestly, like I think I'm just looking for something to be mad at Paul about because he's been so icky to me recently, which is just
Hmm.
so random because I love him. I love normal people and I was really excited for Gladiator and everything, but he was just I don't know, he gave me bad vibes on that press tour and he ate at SNL. Like he was so funny. But then like I don't know, just like
Yes.
since then he's had bad vibes and yeah, I haven't been vibing with him.
Yeah, I know. I think honestly him dating Gracie. I mean, I love Paul too. I don't necessarily feel as strongly as you do, but I think him dating Gracie kind of like I don't know, I'm like, oh, I don't know, like she's a younger girl. I mean, she's not that much younger than him, like I'm being ridiculous. But I don't know, like she seems like 19 to me, but she's not. I looked her up her age just now. She's like 25, 24.
She
I can't
really? I
remember.
didn't
But
even
yeah, I was like, I thought she was like a lot younger, and I was like, oh. But I don't know, there's something about him dating Gracie that like makes me feel weird. I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know. So it's off-putting. Something about it.
No. I feel like
Sorry.
I feel like honestly like it might just be like I don't know when he was dating like Phoebe and he was just like he I felt like he's like always been like so underground like cool and now he's dating
Yeah.
like someone who's like so mainstream
Yeah, like pop
and
girly.
like he's dating a pop girl now and I'm like ugh.
No,
I
I
don't know.
know.
I don't know but I don't know he's always gonna be in love with Daisy Edgar Jones to me so
That's it. That's like the
I
real
think
issue.
it's Daisy. That's the
Well,
problem. Poor
speaking of
Gracie.
Gracie, some more music. There was the Selena song with Gracie that came out, Call Me When You Break Up. Um, I honestly like it's catchy. Yeah, it's catchy, but it sounds like it's written by AI to me.
It's honestly like when I heard it for the
It's
first
nothing
time,
groundbreaking.
I heard it and I was like, I think Benny wrote this for Gracie. And then Selena was like, can I please sing it? Please, 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 please. And she like begged to be on it. And that's why they made it a duet. It should not have been a duet. It should have just been a Gracie song, in my opinion.
I know. And the reason I don't even like want to get too much into this because I am scared of the Selena-nators. Like, what are they called? I am scared of you. Like, you guys are scary. Like,
So
the way
scary.
you rip Hailey Bieber apart, I'm scared of you. So I am not getting on your bad side.
Yeah. I like Selena Gomez.
Yes.
Love
Yes. She's
her.
my number one. Amelia Perez. It's also that which does it for me. It's like the Amelia
Oh
Perez of
my
it all.
God. Yeah.
Um, Gaga came out with some new music. Well, obviously, like we have Abracadabra, but like she's coming out with new music soon. Next week, Mayhem comes out, the album. We're so freaking excited.
She's
Um,
back.
she's back and I can't wait. And it's gonna be really good. Short and Sweet came out, the deluxe version. That was over Valentine's Day. And I feel like it had to marinate because like we had to listen to it for a bit. I love it. Like this just confirms to me like I love Short and Sweet. Like it was a great fucking album.
Sabrina is that girl, and nobody's gonna change that. Like that was so
Nobody.
good. This was her year. This was her year. And like the deluxe tracks were so good. Like The Dolly feature was amazing. People were
Uh,
shitting on
Emily,
it.
I was about to say people are shitting on it. And
Literally, get lost.
I'm not gonna sit here and say it was amazing because I would be lying. But I think people being such haters don't know Dolly, don't listen to Dolly. But I do agree in a sense, like, Please, Please, Please was the wrong song for her to be on. I think like her people pushed it because that's like was the number one song of the album, or like one of
Mhm.
the top singles. But I feel like it so should have been Slim Pickens because that's like such a country twang. Like that's a country twang. That's a country song.
Exactly.
But it was fine. And I still listen to it. I'm like, yeah, Dolly, like I heard you had for judgment. Like it's raspy. Like she comes in just really like,
Like, she's like in her 80s. Give her a break, everyone.
give her
Like,
a break. And also
and
it's iconic. Dolly is iconic. She can do no wrong. Like leave her the fuck alone. I so agree. I'm off I am not on the hate train.
no, like we both love Dolly, and
Of course.
like it's just
People
like
don't
it's
get
stupid.
it.
Like she's iconic. Sabrina wanted to do a song with an iconic person, and she did that. Sabrina crossed that off her bucket list, and she did that. So
Yeah,
maybe
like
it's not going to be a chart topper on the radios, but it's going to go platinum in my car. That's all I'm going to say.
one song I love is Bad Reviews from
Oh
the
yeah.
Deluxe. That's like one of my favorites, but
Mhm.
I love it all. Love it
It's so
all.
good. My favorite was Couldn't Make It Any Harder, but I just love a ballad always, so that's why that was my
Yes, I
favorite.
really like that one too.
All of them are good. All Busy Woman, so fun. Oh, we also had Tate McRae releasing her new album, which I've
Yes.
been so into.
I have to
I
listen.
I don't listen to Tate. I didn't like her voice or like before. I always thought she was like very whiny. I didn't really like it, but she's kind of lost it now. She's aged out of it. And this album, like she's still got a little bit of it, I will say,
Mhm.
but it's just it has such good like 2000s vibes and she's been like curating that over the last couple of albums and this one is good. Really, really good. My two songs
Okay,
I'd
I'm gonna
recommend.
listen.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah, what
listen.
two
Listen
songs?
to Sports Car and Miss Possessive. Miss Possessive
Okay.
has a Sydney Sweeney intro on it.
I
And it's
love.
like, I think it's like from Euphoria, or I don't know if it's from Euphoria or if
Yeah.
she recorded it, but iconic, always. So good.
Iconic. I really like Tate. Like even though I'm not necessarily like an active fan of hers where I listen to her music, every time I see her doing something, I'm like love. Like she's stunning. I love her like look. I love the vibe. Like I love how she's a dancer. I love it all. She's the it girl. Like I really love her. Suki Waterhouse just came out with a new song as well, Dream Woman, and I know you like that. But I actually have a random thing. I'm seeing Suki Waterhouse this weekend
No,
through
you're
my
not.
school, my music club that I'm a part of. We're hosting her. Like she is our main entertainer, and I've known
No.
this for like a while, and I forgot to tell you.
Oh my God. That's so
We
exciting.
This week leading up, we literally on Monday because like it's like the big week, we watched so we had events each day. We
Mhm.
watched Daisy Jones and the Six on Monday, like the first three episodes, and I'm like sucked in again, like seriously,
So
like listening
good.
to the album again. I'm obsessed.
Ugh.
Honeycomb or whatever, like
Baby, baby, baby.
baby, 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 we can make a good thing bad.
So good.
Oh, we
We
can
need a
make a good
Daisy Jones
thing bad.
revival. We need to like get it back. We need to get it
I'm
going
telling
again.
you, we were like obsessed. There's one girl who was in there
Oh
who
my
was
God.
like, so she knew everything. She's like, I've sang these songs. Like,
She's
she
us.
knew, she's us. I was like, no, you need to meet my friend. I have a friend for you, Emily. She's even more obsessed than like I was. Like,
No, crazy. Like I actually know every single word to every single song. Like turn around, look me in the eye. Like every
yes,
fucking
turn
song.
around, look me in the eye, say it to my
Like
face.
Sam Claflin like cannot sing for his life, but I
No,
eat it
his like
up every
mannerism.
time.
Turn around, say it to my face.
I
Like
can't.
it's so cringy, but like that
So
would be me
funny.
if I was
I'm
acting. Like
eating it
I
up. I
as
ate
a
it
singer,
up.
I'd be like, I ate it. I ate it up and ate it up this Monday. And I'm gonna
My
keep watching that
finnick.
season.
And then there's Aftercare Deluxe. Nessa Barrett just came out, and I love that album so much. Like that his like
Wow.
the beginning, like the first half of the album, the regular album was so good too. Same vibe as like Tate's album. I think they have like very similar marketing with like the Y2K
Mm-hmm.
vibe. They both really lean into that. And if you like Tate, you'll definitely like Aftercare. They're both really good. And the deluxe tracks were really, really good too. I loved
Good
it.
for Nessa. I'm honestly,
Hmm.
I feel like I've just been watching her for so long since like TikTok and
I
like the Josh
know.
Richards of it all. So
It's like
good for
crazy that
her.
she's not a kid
And
anymore.
and the
Like,
Jaden Hoffman
oh
when she was dating
yeah.
Jaden, that era, I actually really liked their music together because I liked
Oh,
their
so
voices.
good.
That
So
was when I was
good.
listening to Nessa Barrett. Like I really liked them together.
Hmm.
We have some exciting news. We're gonna have a White Lotus episode coming out next Wednesday that we'll get to you, and we'll just give you all our thoughts on White Lotus because we have too much to say for to smush it into this. So it needs its own episode. So we're gonna talk all things White Lotus, and we're gonna give that all to you and enjoy.
Just stay tuned for the White Lotus episode because we've got details to get into. We did our research and y'all won't be disappointed. All right, so that's it for this episode of High Culture. Thank you for joining us for another deep dive into the trash that we can't stop watching. We'll see you all next time.
Bye.